you know, the beauty of a show like Opie and Anthony or Stern is like before podcasts, that was like, you're like, man, I feel like I know these people. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like, and when one of them shows their true, like when someone gets angry, that's like their true self, you know, that's like,
Yep. Because they're not holding it back.
they
Yeah.
can't, right? It's like, it's pouring out. So it's like, shit. When I remember when Stern would get mad, I'd be like, ah, I thought I liked him. Like, what a fucking prick. Like, because he would just take it out on like his lowest employee, you know?
Oof. Yeah.
But what
That's not a
other
good look.
media person like shows you that side of them? You know what I mean? So that's what I kind of liked about the Opie and Jimmy show and the Opie and Anthony show. It's like in 3 hours every day, you cannot hide like your real self and
Yeah.
how you really feel.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. And so when did you start doing these Brothaman videos? And I'm trying to explain, how do I explain this to somebody who has no clue what this is?
It's the hardest thing to explain of all fucking time. Cause like even like people I work with are like, what's this Brothaman thing? Like, how do you make it? How do you like turn this into money? And I'm like, you probably can't. It's just
it's for
it's
its
like
own thing.
quadruple inside baseball. Like it's the
Yes.
most inside of inside baseball. But it had a very nice organic. I think the reason why people love it is because it's purely a silly, goofy bit, and like it means not, and it's like for nothing other than to make Anthony Cumia laugh, and that's like,
yeah,
and thus it makes everyone else laugh. So it was like, I was in New York to do Cumia's show, and it was like, I got there early, had like an hour before I could even show up at the
when was
studio.
this? How long ago was this?
Probably like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just in like Grand, like, you know, like near the garden, Madison Square Garden. I was like eating a hot dog, and I was like, man. And I was looking at Instagram, and I was like, Opie had just made this video asking Joe Rogan to do the podcast, and it was like, it was just so weird to me because it was like he starts the video off like, Joe, like we're old friends, like, would you do my podcast?
No pressure, but would love to have you on my podcast. And he never wrote me back. Huh? What's that about?
But then, like, by the end of the video, he's almost like, you piece of shit. Like, we gave you your start. Like, he's kind of like
getting nastier.
Getting nasty. And I'm like, what is this? Are you asking him a favor? Or are you, like, chewing him up, you know? So it's like classic Opie, like, kind of doing all those things at the same time.
The longer he talks, the more he reveals his true colors. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe you could explain why you didn't DM me back or text me back when I asked you to do the Opie Radio podcast. All right?
So I was like, just for fun, sitting there in the, because I was like in the same setting Opie does his videos. I tried to do almost the exact same thing. I'm like, Joe, have me on your podcast. Like, what's up, man? And I'm doing it. So anyway, tweet it. We do the whole show, and Garrett like just shows it randomly, like right as we're ending. He's like, "Oh, Anthony, quick, like watch this video Will made," and it was like the hardest I'd ever seen Anthony laugh at like anything I've ever said. Much
Wow.
It was like one of the hardest times I'd ever seen him laugh in person, much less at anything I've ever said. So I was like,
"Oh my god, how'd that make you feel?"
Oh my god, it was off the charts.
What's up, guys? Down here in the Big Apple, New York. I'm here to do Anthony Cumia's radio show.
That's really cool how you did that.
Just, I don't know, I wanted to talk to Opie Hughes, because I've never, you know, we don't know each other that well, but never met. But, you know, I've mentioned you on Twitter and things like that, and I just didn't really get a response. What's up, brother man? You know, I just thought maybe I do Anthony's show. I've done Bobby Kelly's podcast. Thought maybe I could do your podcast.
Oh my God.
I don't know, maybe it's because I do stuff with Ant or everything like that, but I've mentioned you a couple times, and you didn't hit me back.
Dude,
I thought that was kind of weird.
Oh.
Anyway, if you don't want me to bug you, I'll tap out on bugging you, but I'm all in on hanging sometimes. Just because I'm friends with Ann doesn't mean we can't be buddies too. That's
Look at the
right,
guys
brother, man. Look
behind
at those
him.
guys, some cool guys. Just seeing the town.
And then I was embarrassed.
Wouldn't be. Oh my God! You talk about catching some subtleties.
That was
putting
great.
it in there. That is Greg Opie Hughes.
The whole reason I did it was because I was like, man, I feel like I'm in the sandbox. Like I can actually get to make fun of Opie and have Anthony laugh at it. I'm like, this is like shit Bobby Kelly does. This is like the shit I hear about growing up. And now I'm actually getting to like, because, you know, I'm not just going to like get in this world and just laugh at the shit everyone else says. I was like, I want to like add something to it, contribute something to it. Like just spitball myself, you know what I mean?
So your video was, you were pointing it at the beach, because isn't that how he, how did it go from that to spinning around? And I'm still trying to find
that's his
one of these
thing.
videos.
Like he started that. He was spinning all over the place. So then I did another one and another. So then it was like, that was the whole point. Then it was like every time I went to New York, I'd get there a little early and I'd do one before I went on Cumia, and then he'd show it and laugh his ass off. And then the fans started loving it. And now it's like, yeah, I try not to do them too much. Like I always try and wait until like people
something happens.
Forget about it and then do it, because I feel like if I did one every day or all the time, it would just be lame and become really lame.
Burnout.
But it's funny, man. I swear to God, like I get it now a little bit, but there were the first few times I would put them up, I'd be like, I hate to hit this, like the send button. I'd be like, this is the crappiest, like most unfunny thing I've ever done. Like I don't understand. And then it would, or I'd be like, I didn't do it right this time. Like, I didn't get the impression this time or something. And I'd put it up and people would be like, this is the best one.
Wow. Isn't that so scary? That's like the pain of being a creative person. Like you never know what's going to hit. Sometimes the thing that you don't think is the most clever is what hits, and people love and it enjoys a time.